can talk. I'd love to talk. I'm the talkingest damn thing you ever saw.
And another woman that could take your spotlight.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a while, almost 2 weeks to be exact, but I'm so sorry. I have been really busy with like school and work, and I'm just trying to find a middle ground. But regardless, we're back, and today I have a story time for you guys. I've never done a story time before, so please bear with me again because it might not be that great, but I promise you the context, the plot is there. But today's story time is going to be about how I was almost recruited into, like, I guess you could say an MLM pyramid scheme, or basically just scammed is what we could say. It's only the start of 2023 and I'm already being a clown, but it's okay because these are life stories that I can use to tell my children, like, when I get older. So it's okay, like, it's okay. But regardless, let's get right into the video. I'm actually so excited. Okay, so one more thing before I'm editing. I just want to say for reference, the room that I'm in is just like an extra room in my house. My brother moved out like maybe 2 years ago, so it's like empty and it's like in the remodeling condition, but it has really good lighting. So that's where I'm going to be filming. So if you're ever wondering like why the background is so bad and so dingy, that's why. Like, this is not my room, guys. It's just a recording room. That's why it's a little rough around the edges, a little empty. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. Okay, back to the video. Okay, so where do I even want to start? Let's start off the story by giving out names. So in the story, it's going to be me. I'm going to name the main woman Marissa. Her husband, he doesn't really need a name. The other guy is going to be Greg, and those are the only names that anybody has to remember. So Marissa and Greg. So starting off the story, I'm at work. This is like 2 weeks ago. It was a Saturday and I was closing. And so this guy walks in, right? And he's looking for a shirt so he can wear to church, and he's matching it with like this brown jacket. So he's originally looking for this off-white or cream colored shirt to match with the brown. And I'm telling him, oh, let me just measure you and then we can see if we have the shirt in your size. So I measure him, I have him try on a shirt. It fits him in the neck, but not in the body. So I'm like, let's try the modern fit and see if that works. So where I work at Men's Warehouse for reference. And for shirt sizes, we go by extreme slim fit, modern fit, classic fit, and executive. So as you can tell, it goes from slim to a little bit bigger as it goes on. So the only color or the only fits that we had for him in the color that he was looking for was slim and modern. So I grabbed him a modern and I opened the shirt up and had him try it on. But it didn't fit him, so I just got him another one in a classic fit. And then finally, it got to a point where I couldn't open up shirts because at my store, they're pretty strict about opening shirts because it does take a lot of effort to fold them back up. And usually they don't end up looking the way they did when they were originally wrapped. So, sorry. So I was like, I can't open up any more shirts. So I just rang him up for the one that he got. And I was like, this one should work. And as I'm bringing him up, Marissa, his wife, comes along at the check stand and she is like, you have really good customer service and I would like to give you this opportunity to be making more money. And I'm like, what are you talking about, girl? And she's telling me about how there are so many opportunities in finance and that's where she has her career going. And she's asking me like what my schedule is at Men's Warehouse. And I was telling her that I'm part-time. I don't usually work any more than 25 hours because I'm also in school. And she was saying that she could work around that. And I'm like, girl, you're moving a little fast. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So she tells me to write my name and number down. And she's like, I'll call you to give you more information. And she asked me if she can actually call me that night. She's like, when are you off work? and I'm telling her I'm off at 9 and that I don't think I'll be able to call her tonight because one, I don't want to be on the phone with someone at night that I barely know, and two, I had work in the morning at like 11 a.m. So I basically was gonna go home, eat dinner, and then get ready for the night and wake up. And she was like, okay, that's fine. When else are you available? And I was telling her that I'm available Monday after school because I have a class from 9:35 to 11:25. And I was like, oh, I'm available after school. You can call me around 12. She's like, okay, perfect. And I'm like, okay, cool. So Monday comes along and I do not get a call from this woman. I'm like, God, I was getting worried because I was already planning, like, because she was telling me that I could be making good money, like 500, 2K, 8K. So I'm already planning my Prada bag. I'm planning my Lexus IS 350. Like, I have my whole life planned out. I'm putting shit in my basket. I'm ready. I'm manifesting at this point. So Monday comes and she hasn't called me, and I'm talking to my sister and I'm like really worried. I'm telling her, oh, she hasn't called me yet. Like, maybe she forgot, blah, 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 blah. And my sister's like, oh, don't worry, it's gonna be fine. I'm like, okay, whatever. So Monday comes, Monday passes, Tuesday comes, it passes, Wednesday passes, Thursday, and I'm thinking this girl is just not gonna call me because I didn't get her number, I didn't get any of her information. So I'm like, it's really on her to contact me. So Friday finally comes and she calls me and she's like, hi, it's Marissa. I'm just calling to remind you about the opportunity and see if we can meet up or talk over the phone, and then I could give you more information. So call me back at this number, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, finally. I'm thinking like, we up, boys.
Don't you be a minute, don't you want me to go? Are you trying to keep me dinner? It's a dream, Mr. Donald, I got fans finally, and you wanted them to see me.
I'm excited. So I actually missed her call, but I get her voicemail because she leaves a voicemail, and I call the number that she left me in the voicemail. So I feel like this lighting is just not, oh, okay, whatever, it'll be fine. But I call her back and she doesn't answer, and I'm like, damn. So I'm about to leave her a message, but her voice box is full. So I just send her like an SMS of my number so she can call me back, and I let the rest of the day pass. Now it's Saturday and me and my sister are running errands, and I'm asking her, should I call her again just in case, because her voice box is full. And my sister's like, yeah, go ahead, call her, because I feel like texting is a little unprofessional, especially if you don't know the person yet. So I was like, okay, I'll just call her until she picks up. So I called her again and she actually does pick up this time. Ooh, I just spit. Anyways, so she does pick up and I'm so excited, and she's telling me, oh, I've actually interviewed like 10 people already, so this is like the last stage of it. So she's inviting me to the orientation and telling me that it's going to be a group interview. And I'm like, group interview? Girl, what? I'm scared because I'm not prepared for any of this. She's like, yeah, it's going to be that. It was that day. She was telling me that it's going to be at 5 p.m. and that she'll send me the Zoom info. And so we get off the phone and I'm waiting for the Zoom info and I never get it. So an hour passes and I send her a text because I don't want to call her again. So I send her a text and I tell her that I never got the information. And she was like, oh, okay, actually just call this number because they're like still trying to figure out the meeting info. So I get the number and I go home, and then I'm waiting until 5, and 5 finally comes and I get on the call. So on this call, I see Greg. He introduces himself and he was like, who recruited you? And I'm like, Marissa, I think, because I'm like, recruit. And he's like, okay, that's cool. The meeting doesn't actually start until 6. How are y'all not getting this organized? And so he tells me to just call back at 6. And I'm like, okay, I'll see you later. Bye. So I'm on my phone until 6. And I'm just so nervous because in the back of my head, I'm thinking group interview. I have not prepared for this. This was all the same day. And I like to get myself into kind of this rhythm before I go into an interview. So I'm completely unprepared and I'm scared out of my mind. So I finally log on and it's Greg, Marissa, this other woman that's a recruiter, and the person that she recruited. I'm not going to give them names because they're kind of irrelevant to the story. So they all introduce themselves, and Greg is basically giving us this pep talk, talking about how, you know, everybody wants to be making money, they want to support their family, they want to basically make it out the slums, blah, 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 and how Primerica is the company, how they give all these people opportunities to be making money. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so he starts a video, and the video is playing. It's basically the generic, stereotypical, started from the bottom, now we're here video. Like, this woman was pregnant, she had another child, and she was working 2 jobs, or this guy was working for like Amazon in the assembly line or something, and now he's with Primerica. And then it transitions into them, you know, dressed all nice and stuff. This one guy is like on a yacht with his wife or on his private boat, and it's supposed to show you like the opportunities that Primerica gives you and how it changes your life. And I'm sitting there like, wow. Wow. So the video is like 2 to 7 minutes long, and then it finally ends, and he's asking us about ourselves. So he asked me where I'm from, and I'm like, Antioch. And he was like, yeah, that's a neighborhood of Pittsburgh, I used to live there. I'm like, okay, cool. And then he asked the other girl that was a part of the group interview, which it was not a group interview, but we're gonna get into that later. He asked her where she's from, and she's like, oh, I'm in the San Jose area. He was like, yeah, I've always wanted to start a business out there. Like, I've been looking to expand. And I'm sitting there like, who are you? Who are you? What are you talking about? You're trying to expand the business. I don't even know you. And, you know, we're all laughing, like, whatever. And me, because I'm completely unprepared. I know, like, women, if you put a smile on your face as a woman, a lot will get done. Like, a lot will get handed to you. So I'm laughing, I'm smiling, I'm like, yeah, because I literally don't know what's going on. I was under the impression that this was a group interview for, like, a finance, like, for finance, or to be a broker, or to be a banker, or to something like that. And when she said group interview, I expected the 10 people that she had interviewed before to be a part of it, and it's just me and this girl. So I'm really confused at this point. And so he goes on talking about the company, how they're one of the top life insurance companies. He finally tells us what the company actually is, and I'm like, life insurance? What? This woman was talking about finance. I guess she was talking about how it is finance. Like, finance is the broader picture of everything, but life insurance is like a branch in finance, but I didn't know that specifically. So he's talking about how Primerica is one of the biggest life insurance companies in America, and how they're sponsored by so many different brands. Like, it was popping up things like Nike and Domino's and stuff like that. And I was thinking, okay. The second I got the company name, I was on my phone typing in like Primerica, and then the first thing that popped up is like, is Primerica legit?
Circus, Afro circus, Afro circus, Afro polka dot, Afro.
And I'm like, what did I get myself into? It is legit, but I did find that out. But, you know, you obviously want to know a little background about the company that you're going to be working for before you actually get into it, because you never know what could happen. And so he's talking all this big stuff. He's talking about how it'll change your life and you're going to be making hella money, blah, 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 blah. And how the job that I have now, whatever I'm making in a day is what you could make in an hour. So say I'm making 400 in a day at Men's Warehouse. Definitely not. Definitely not. I can make that in an hour. And I'm sitting there like, these calculations are not correct. Like, I was talking to my sister about it after the whole interview, and we did the calculations, and it was like $700,000 in a year that you would be making. Like, there's no way that I'm gonna be a millionaire almost off of a side job. Please be realistic.
You cannot trick me. You cannot trick me.
So he's talking about all this money, and me, that was a red flag to me, because how is it that you're talking about how much you're making and how well off you are, but you're not talking about what the company actually does, their values, what they're looking for? It's not even an interview. He asked us like one question. The question was, or he asked us 2 questions. One of the questions was like, what makes something fail? And I was like, oh, obstacles, different things in the world, life just happens. And I was trying my best to answer this question because I thought it was the interview part of the actual interview, and the girl had answered the last question first. So I was like, oh, let me be first, so I show initiative, like I really want this. And he was like, oh yeah, they're all good answers, blah blah blah. And then after he finishes talking about this, he's like, okay, so we're gonna split you off into groups. Groups? Where's the interview part of this? And I'm like, he's definitely not gonna be I'm gonna have to cut that out. Marissa's definitely not gonna what is it called, interview me, because she just recruited me. Like I thought you were the hiring manager. So we go off into groups, and Marissa is basically taking my information and basically finishing off what Greg was saying. And she's literally selling me a dream. That's what they do. They sell you a dream. They tell you how much money you're going to be making and how well off you're going to be and how easy it is. It's just a side job. They'll work around our schedule. We're going to teach you so much. We're going to get you a license, a certificate, and this, blah, 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 blah. All you have to do is pay this one-time fee, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sitting there like, what the hell? And it's all happening so fast. And that's how they get you. Like, that's how I got roped into this. I'd like to say that I'm smarter than that, but maybe I'm not, because sometimes when you're down bad, anything look good. So she's like taking down my information and putting it into the system, like the hiring system. So I get my employee ID, and I'm just sitting there like, did you even interview me? You don't even know who I am. I could be a killer. I'm not. I could be a killer. I could be a scam artist. You know, I could be a runaway fugitive. You wouldn't know. And you're just hiring me off the bat. And she's telling me, okay, it's going to be like $74 for this background check. So I pay for the background check. And this is all over Zoom. So I'm like, we're not even going to meet in person. You're not going to see what my vibe's like, nothing like that. You're not going to have me come to an interview, like dress professionally, you know, bring my resume, nothing. So she's putting all my information into the system. I'm like, something about this doesn't feel right. Something about this feels wrong, like so wrong. Like I could feel it in my throat. I could feel it in my heart. It was just sinking. So after we finished putting my stuff into the system, she's like, okay, you're gonna get your employee ID, and then you're gonna log into the Primerica app so you can get started on your certificate and stuff like that, because I guess the company pays for all of that, and all you have to do is pay for the background check to make sure, you know, you're all good and all set. So that happens, and then we're ending off the call, and she's like complimenting me. She's complimenting me down. She's like, because I'm smiling. I was keeping a smile on the whole time, stiff as hell, looking like a doll. I was like, I was scared for my life. I honestly was. So she's like, you have a beautiful smile, you know, such straight teeth. And I'm thinking, this is how she's getting me. She's buttering me up, literally. She knows exactly what she's doing, because what these people do is they find young, vulnerable, broke people that they think they can use as a pawn in their game. And then they butter them up and they sell them a dream, and they usually trap them. And basically you yourself, like you, the recruitee, are basically money to them. Like you're a dollar sign to them, because them recruiting you equates a check to them, because all it is bringing in revenue for these types of companies. So I started to feel like a dollar sign, because I'm like, why are you complimenting me like this? She was like, yeah, I just knew I liked you from the beginning. You had really good customer service. And I was thinking, like, I don't even want to do life insurance, because that seems like such a boring profession to me. I was really thinking of this as a side job. She was like, you're going to want to turn this into a career. And I was thinking in the back of my mind, I would never turn this into a career. I would rather die than do this as a career. Not shading anyone that does it, but me personally, it's such a mundane job. It's boring. I am not a seller. Even at Men's Warehouse, like it's retail sales associate. The reason I get sales, not to be like, you know, up my own ass, but it's literally because I'm a young, pretty girl. Like I get sales because these people feel like they can trust me. They think I know what I'm talking about. And I'm literally harmless. I am harmless. And I have a cute face and I smile real nice. And I ask them, do you need this? Or do you want this as well? I don't pressure them or upsell them or back end them by, you know, throwing a bunch of stuff on them and making them think that they need things. I just ask them if they need things. So for you to say that I have good customer service, yeah, but am I a salesperson? No, that's why I can't do life insurance, because I'm not a seller. But she's just complimenting me. And I'm just sitting there like, this is like, as much as you might be right, like I do have a nice smile and good teeth, but you're just saying this because you're trying to get into my head and make me feel comfortable and make me trust you. But I know this is a scam. So I got off the call and I was bawling my eyes out. I was talking to my sister. I was like, something feels wrong. Like everything just happened too fast. I don't even know what's going on. So I was bawling my eyes out, and I was like, this keeps happening to me. I keep getting myself into bad situations. Blah 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 blah. It wasn't even a bad situation. Like I was looking on Indeed after that, and people were reviewing the company, and it's not a scam, but it does seem like that because everything happens so quickly. Like they're actual employees, it's actually a company, and a lot of people were saying in their reviews that you have to work your way up. Like they sell you a dream, and it's not as easy as it seems. Like you really have to work at it. Like you have to put effort into it for you to actually see like a good outcome. And so I was talking to my sister, and she was like, it's okay, just text her or call her and tell her that you're no longer interested and it'll be fine. And I was like, okay. So I sent her a text. Let me try to remember what I said. I was like, hi, Marissa. This was the next day. I was like, hi, Marissa. I was speaking to my mom and she told me that I should definitely focus on school. I lied. I don't care. If this woman sees this, I lied. I did not tell my mom about this until it completely happened after. And I texted her. I was like, yeah, my mom wants me to focus on school. Thank you for the opportunity, but I don't think I'm interested in this. And then I asked her if I could get a refund for my background check. And so I sent her that text, and I was laughing with my sister. I was like, I got you, because not me. You're not about to trick me. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. So after that, she calls me a couple hours later, and she was like, hi, Amarachi. I'm just calling to let you know that I think you're making a mistake. Like, let me just talk to your mom. And she was talking about, I can look at your mom's life insurance policy and see that it's bad, and like she might be roped into something. Like your mom, she's probably retiring in 10 years. Don't you want to retire your mom, make good money, and retire her? And she's telling me about her testimonies and how her niece was a nurse before, and now she's making $1 million and stuff like that. I'm just sitting here like, girl, please get on my face. And she's talking about, you don't want to retire your mom, you don't want to be making more money than you are at Men's Warehouse. And I was like, yeah, I'm just not interested in life insurance. I'm not a salesperson. She's like, well, you're still working at Men's Warehouse, right? And I'm like, you really thought you got me there, didn't you? I work at Men's Warehouse because, one, I like the environment, kinda. I love my coworkers, and it's an easy job. They work around my schedule, and I've been in this position for like more than a year now, so I have good experience. Why would I throw this away for something that I don't really need? Like I could have better pay, yeah, but at the same time, I'm a college student. I don't have time to be putting effort into a life insurance company. Like that's a whole career. I can't be doing that right now. And she was like, and you could still be going to school to be a nurse, but I even think you won't want to be a nurse after this because, you know, you're gonna want to turn this into a career. And she's basically undermining my intelligence and my mom's intelligence. And I'm like, girl, who the hell are you talking to?
The reality is you niggas not gonna play with me. Know what I'm saying? In real life. Know what I'm saying?
Because my parents have life insurance already. My dad and my mom are both very financially literate and very financially stable. So for her to be saying that I can look at your mom's life insurance policy and see if it's good or not in 2 seconds, like, let me just talk to her, like, don't ever try and call my parents stupid, because now you're crossing the line. Like, I don't know who the hell you're talking to. She just kept talking to me. She kept talking, running her mouth. And I was trying to do my homework while on the phone with her because I was trying to get stuff done. Like, I had an assignment due at 11:59, and old girl kept talking. And I was texting my sister while doing my assignment, and my sister was joking with me like, oh girl, she trying to look for that, she looking for commission, like I'm her commission. And we were making jokes and stuff, talking about some, oh, this is her Disneyland trip for her kids. Like, she really needs you as a recruit. And I'm sitting there just not listening to her because she just keeps going and she keeps talking. And I'm just like, girl, can you stop? I'm not going to give you my mom's number. I'm not going to be in this business with you. I'm done. Like, it's over. And she's like, I just think you're making a big mistake, and you know, just think about it, sleep on it. It's gonna be good for you. And you know, we'll see where it goes from here. I'm like, yeah. And I finally hang up the phone with her because, girl, can you shut up, please? Damn. So I still need to delete her number out of my phone. But the way she disrespected my mom by saying, that you could retire her in a couple of years, and don't you want to do that to her? My mom is literally retiring in like 3 years. Like, of course she would love to retire early, but it's not like she's retiring in 15 years. And another thing is, like, she's good on life insurance. Like, they're good on life insurance, home insurance, blah blah blah. Like, they're not stupid people. I don't think they'd pay out the nose for anything. My dad is very punctual when it comes to money, so for you to be acting like they're dumb people, like, you're not somebody that I want to work with. And they gave so many red flags. Like, even the timing on the interviews, they weren't punctual, they weren't on time, it was very disorganized. The way they were promoting the company and about how much money they're making rather than the values of the company and, you know, the type of person that they're looking to hire was very odd. There were so many red flags that I ignored, and it happened so quickly because that's how they get you in. They sell you this dream and they make it seem like it's going to be boom boom boom, but that's not really how life works. And it's really a pyramid scheme because everybody at the top is controlling everyone at the bottom, and I was going to be at the bottom of it. And me, I was another dollar sign, I was another check to them, and that's why I got out of there quickly. So this is a warning to young impressionable people around my age. Usually they look for people once they're 18. Please don't get into a business like this because it is very dangerous, and these people honestly don't care about you. It takes a lot of work to actually get to the top, and they will not help you. I was even watching other videos on this. They don't care about you. So that's my little story time of me being a clown and thinking that I was gonna get a Prada bag and a Lexus IS with black tints and red interior in like a week. Do as I say, not as I do. And thank you for watching today's video, this story time. I feel like it was not that quick, but the way I was talking was pretty quick. But thank you for watching. I was trying to make this 15 minutes, but there was so much that went on. I feel like I even missed a couple of details, but I'm happy to tell the story and hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.